Good morning, everybody. It is that time again. The market is moving and we are ready to get after it. Morning, Bill. Look at this move off of Nvidia earnings. Let's see, marking out the key levels here. Yeah, quite a few to the upside. And a lot of these downside levels were already taken out. We're going to get rid of those. Morning, Paul. Hey, Michael. Morning, Stephanie. Oh, we got a big move up, guys. Big gap going down here. Looks like we'll be right at this high from a few days ago. Let's mark that out. Yeah, we're going to be like right there. We'll also put this gap on the chart. Morning, Tom. Hey, Ron. Yeah, this gap is going to be intense. Massive, massive gap. Okay. Got that. Hey, Neil. Hey, Ed. So let's mark out our channels. We got all the gaps. We got all that. That move had a break in a new high. Then we got this new one right here. Of course, this all could be one giant channel. We'll find out pretty shortly after the open. We're getting really close to the New York bell here. And we also had first econ news really since the shutdown ended. Earnings are down. Non-farm is up by quite a bit. Unemployment is also up by a little bit. So some mixed econ news, but the big news, of course, is that Nvidia reported some really good earnings. Market rallied off of that. And we'll see if that sticks or not. We'll know pretty shortly off the open how legit this is. Morning, Joanne. Hey, Julian. All right, we will also take a peek at NQ, but the market is about to open right here. And there is a second entry long there. I'm not too interested in taking something right on the bell. Maybe if we get a higher low, I'll consider it. And we're closing below the EMA, so I'm not going to be taking that. Ooh, that's a pretty nice bar. See if we can get a higher low now. Doesn't look like a higher low is forming. Looks like we might just launch up to a new high. But NQ is still a little bit weak. It's still below the moving average, not going up at the same rate as S&P. That's some interesting information there. And right there is the new high for this uptrend on ES. So we had this move up. We had a break. We had a new high. By all accounts, this uptrend is played out for the time being. We would expect a correction. And that does line up well with what Nasdaq is doing, being under the EMA. We'll take a look at NQ. See how it is struggling to get above the EMA. And while we're waiting, clearly nothing setting up on NQ or ES for the time being. Let's mark out that gap, which could very quickly come into play. NQ still below the 21. I'm not really interested in any trade until it gets above that. And here's our gap. All right, got that going on NQ. Yes, we are starting to correct right on schedule. EMA is holding again for the S&P. And let's go back to the Nas, just starting to break above the moving average. I do like that, because technically speaking, we do have this little uptrend working here. That had a break, never got a new high. That is what we would expect. So if we can get above the 21 and join some of the S&P strength, that's where I'd expect us to run. Okay, see if this closes above the 21. It's a nice close there. Might just buy if we start to go up. Looking for that higher low. So far looking like another rejection of the 21 here. Ooh, that's a nice higher low if it can get back above. Nope. Bad close on that bar. And ES is looking strong. We just don't really have a trend to play off right now. This move up already had a break in a new high, and we're right at this key level, potential resistance. Like that move up on NQ. S&P finding a little bit of resistance. All right, I'm going to take a small one here on the notion that it pops up at least over that last candle. See if this turns into a higher low. Nope, not looking like it so far. Come on, baby. Flip green, flip green. There we go. That's a nice one. Yeah, a lot of selling strength here. We'll get back in if one of these flips green. Yes, that's the one. Should get a little pop. ES is really pushing, trying to get above that key level, right above it. Come on, NQ, join the party. This is quite the battle, Tom, I agree. But it looks like sellers are taking over. And ES has tried several times to get above this key level, just can't quite do it. And we do have this big looming gap below us, so I think that's probably where we will trade. So being flexible in my thinking. Watching this move down, we are into the gap. I trail this tight. We can get another drop. Don't want to lose on this one. ES tried to push down into the gap. So they're not quite able to do that just yet. This is basically a little range going down on ES. Morning, Archer. Boom, got in that. Little burst up right there. Start to trail the stop. Nice, look at that. Look at that, baby. Let's go, NQ. See if we can get to that new high. It might, but it's probably going to be choppy as it gets up there. Good morning, Anna. Yes, attempting that breakout. And if it can get above this level, we might again have some sort of larger pattern that starts to develop, something along these lines. We'll be patient for that. Another little rejection at that key level. Again, that gap looming below us. Definite range-like behavior here, guys. Price oscillating back and forth. No clear direction, has not broken out of the level above us, has not gotten really in the gap below us. We're just kind of coiled here, ready for expansion. And this could get very interesting here. I don't think we'll stay here for too long. I do think the market will move. Kind of hard to say which direction it goes, but I'm ready for a trend to form on either side. Finally starting to break out here. Let's see if it holds. Really important that this holds. We broke out above the key level. We will very likely go back and test it. We'll very likely go back here and test that breakout level. If it holds, we can be confidently bullish. If it does not, we're back to the range at the least, or bearish trend is also possible. All right, here's the retest. Let's see if this level is strong or not. So far holding a little bit, but go and take a look at NQ. It has not even broken above. So NQ still remains a lot weaker than the S&P. So far I'm not thinking that the S&P has a wider channel. All right, S&P starting to hold. Starting to confirm above that level, so we will put some sort of wider channel on the charts. This looks like it's fitting the action pretty decently. And we will play this as long as it stays above that level. If it goes back down below, we're going to be deleting it. For right now, we're looking for a long entry on the S&P. Still not completely confirmed yet. Once we go from here to a new high, then it will be confirmed. Right now, still could drop down. The EMA is holding here. Looking for that higher low. If we get it, I will risk a long here. That'll be enough confirmation that this is holding. All right, there's a nice higher low. See if this can close around here, and I'll be interested. Definite battle going on, though. Yep, that didn't close well. Barbed wire indeed. Yeah, this is starting to get a little sketchy. Nice push up. We didn't really get the bar to enter there, but this is looking very solid for our uptrend at this point. All right, so I like this uptrend. We confirmed above the key level. We held it. Things are looking good. Now we're just looking for another opportunity to go long. Looking for the pullback, looking for the EMA to hold. You know the drill. And we'll hopefully join this move up to the next key level. News in 2 minutes, says Michael. Let's see. What do we have? Oh yeah, I guess we have existing home sales. I don't think it's going to be that consequential, but something to be aware of. All right, there's the home sale numbers. A little bit higher than expecting, not much, and market's not reacting too much. Still looking for that pullback. If we can get to the 21 and get a nice second entry, I'm going to be taking that. Over on NQ, we still have not really gotten above that key level, so I'm still waiting on that. If we can get above, then we can switch to a wider trend. But right now, we're pulling off of it, kind of rejecting off of it, so we need to be waiting there. It does have to inform our decisions on ES. If NQ is rejecting a key level, it means that this setup has to be absolutely perfect here, but NQ rejecting does make it more likely that ES starts dropping down. So we're going to be patient. If it sets up absolutely perfectly, we'll take it. Otherwise, we might have to wait a little bit more. Okay, we're just looking for a higher low now. We did technically have a two-legged pullback, but I want to see two tests of the EMA. Here's one. So pull back one test. I want to see another pullback, and on that second test, that's where we'll go long. Come on, baby. Give us that higher low here. NQ still not above the key level. Oof. Look at that bar. That's why you got to be aware of those key levels. NQ rejecting right now, and so Obviously, we'd expect ES to take a little turn down. We're down now at the trend line. Let's see if that holds. We're coming back to that breakout area too. Oof. Big drop. It kind of looks newsy, but I'm not seeing anything just yet. We always got to wait for confirmation, folks. Definitely not playing the wider uptrend at this point. Watching this drop, and we are below the key level, so I can for sure consider a short. And if we were watching Nasdaq, this move was pretty predictable. It's been weak all day. And then we came up to that key level. Uptrend had already played out with the break and a new high, so we're already expecting a correction right at the key level, starting to reject off of. See that rejection on NQ, very likely to start to happen on ES. That's what happened there. Now we're just looking for this downtrend to have some follow through. If we can get a pullback to the EMA and it holds as resistance, we'll take a short. Got that gap below us here. We start making progress in there, it's very likely to go all the way down to the fill. This little downtrend may already be played out. Very vertical move, a little break, new low. Sometimes that's all it takes on these kind of moves. All right, potential little second entry short here. I'm going to be patient on this. I don't trust it just yet. See if we can get one more lower high. All right, if we get this as a lower high, so basically this bar breaking these, breaking the high before it, I should say, and then turning down bearish, it's going to be where we're going to take a short. Needs to happen like that though. It needs to break the high of the previous bar to draw in the longs, and then reverse back down to shut the door on them. As you can see, NQ still has not made it back to the EMA, so oftentimes we do expect it to get back there, right? And oftentimes that will cause the S&P to pop up as well. So don't want to get caught in that, waiting for a good bar. Doesn't look like we're going to get it. Coming up to that gap. Pretty dang close. But we do have to pause shorts now. This move has played itself out with the move down, break low. We expect to pop here. It's going to be very telling here what happens at this gap. Let's keep in mind, right? This is very significant. Here's where we closed yesterday. The market has gapped up. What is this? Almost 100 points on the S&P. If this holds, that's going to be very bullish the next few days. We would not expect this to hold unless price is really strong. Typically these gaps are reversed and we go and fill this, even if it does end up being mildly bullish. But if we don't make progress to the downside, if we don't fill this gap, it's going to be pretty dang bullish. We're also back above the 50-day SMA of SPY. NQ also had this little downtrend played out. Move down, break new low. We expect to bounce here. We're expecting a bounce on either market and looking to see if that materializes. Quite the bounce here, right on schedule. Another ad for learning how to read price action. This bounce, not unexpected. We saw that downtrend. We kept track of our channel. We saw when it had a break and a new low. We expected a bounce, and it happened right as we expected it to. A lot of traders out there confused. They're wondering, why the heck are we bouncing here? They thought we were going to the downside. If you're following price action, you're not confused at all. And now we have a clear path upwards if this continues. We're back above the key level on ES. Nice little bounce. If that can hold, we get a pullback. Boom. We're off to the races. All right. Facing a little bit of resistance here at the key level. ES not able to launch above and stay above. NQ at the same time also had a bounce. Little break of the channel though, and if we zoom out, we can see that we were still just chopping. We haven't really made much progress today. Same on the S&P, right? Like, here's where we opened. We're basically right where we opened right now. So don't get ahead of yourselves with thinking that this is some runaway trend or something. Like, we're very much just chopping around right now, waiting, hoping that one side will win out. So I'm just going to pretty much extend this range is what it's looking like. Good morning, Hevaz. Nice little pop up here, but it certainly could be played out. We keep our channels tight. Looks like that might be 2 legs and we would expect a correction. Just going back to see if there's any chance that this may be a larger uptrend on ES. It certainly is possible. And yeah, I mean, we're definitely more bullish than bearish, that's for sure. But even still, we have not had a clear way to enter. Okay, let's see what this pullback looks like. I'm willing to go with a little bit of a wider move here as long as the EMA holds and we get clear pattern. I can consider trading it. Get something like this. Bull bar. I'll take that for a scalp. The bulls definitely, or sorry, the sellers definitely tried to push this down into the gap and we're not really able to, so I would lean on the long side this morning. Well, I do suspect that we're going to get some opportunities today. Big gap up like this. Decent volume in the market. We have all the releases out of the way. Nvidia earnings, Econ releases this morning, so the market has what it needs to make a bit of a move here. So I do suspect some movement. Knock on wood, but I don't think we're completely going to be in chop purgatory. So should be some good opportunities. We'll be hunting them together in the Discord. If you don't have a community that you trade with, highly recommend it. No sense in going it alone. You can be trading alongside some amazing traders, analyzing the market together, looking for setups, getting each other's back. So that's what we will be doing the rest of the day. I hope you all have a wonderful one. And until next time, take care, people. Later.